USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins has said that if you live in one of the 21 states who are refusing to turn over the SNAP data so they can analyze it for fraud, they cutting you off. They're not playing. You live in one of these 21 states. Check the comments for a list of them states. They cutting your ass off if they don't turn over this data. So either you gonna let us find out who's stealing, ain't nobody getting nothing.
What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and oh my God, they are big mad on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. And mainly this affects a lot of blue states. I'm going to tell you more about it, and I'm going to give you some video clips that are also going to go into details in addition to TikTok reactions. Yay! So let me read this article for you real quick. Trump administration could withhold some SNAP benefits from these blue states. Here's why. The Trump administration will withhold certain supplemental nutritional assistance program, also known as SNAP, funding from nearly 24 states led by Democrats if they don't provide personal information about the nutritional program's recipients. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said in a cabinet meeting on Tuesday, December the 2nd. I have that video, and there's more that she said, and I'm going to play that next. Rollins said in a televised meeting that money supplied by the federal government would be withheld starting next week from states that did not comply with the federal government's requests. The United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, later clarified that only funds sent to assist with the administrative costs of the program, which are split between the Agriculture Department and states, would be withheld, not money for the benefits themselves. So let's look at this NBC video here that goes into more details.
It will move forward with its plan to withhold SNAP benefits from states led by Democrats unless those states start providing information on the recipients, including immigration status. NBC4 Station live on a newsroom. And Ted, this is the latest now development in the fight over benefits, huh?
That's right, Michael. In October, a federal judge ruled that the administration could not deny SNAP benefits to states that did not provide that information on recipients. But today, the agricultural secretary said the government is going to do it anyway because of the problem of fraud. During a cabinet meeting today, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said Democratic-controlled states have until next week to provide information on recipients of SNAP benefits or risk losing those benefits, saying the information is necessary to root out rampant fraud.
186,000 dead people's Social Security numbers being used, 500,000 people receiving benefits more than twice. We had a couple of people receiving benefits in 6 states.
Rollins saying that data coming from Republican-controlled states who have complied with the administration's request for the Social Security numbers and immigration status of SNAP recipients, a move criticized by Democrats and immigrant activists.
It's very ironic that the Trump administration is now threatening to withhold food from the very people and from the very states that pretty much feed this entire country. We know that undocumented workers represent a huge part of the sector that picks the fruits and vegetables and prepares the food for this.
Not undocumented, illegal aliens, get it right.
This entire nation.
Undocumented immigrants are not
illegal aliens.
Eligible for SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps, but mixed status families can apply. 42 million Americans participate in SNAP, but Rollins says 800,000 have moved off food stamps in part because of the administration's expansion of work requirements. Rollins says data on all recipients is needed to protect taxpayers.
So as of next week, we have begun and will begin to stop moving federal funds into those states until they comply. And they tell us and allow us to partner with them to root out this fraud and to protect the American taxpayer.
The vast, vast majority of undocumented people do not even benefit from these types of benefits. They don't receive SNAP benefits. They don't receive a lot from the federal government. They work for the very little that they have. This is going to hurt many other Americans who live in the states that are Democratic Party controlled.
In a statement, Governor Newsom's office said it no longer takes the administration's words at face value and that it will see what they actually do in reality. And it said that cutting programs that feed American children is, quote, morally repugnant.
They always do that. They always bring it. The children. What about the children? These people don't care about the children. They don't care. If Gavin Newsom really cared about children, he wouldn't have such a high homeless problems. He wouldn't allow men with wigs and Walmart makeup into a female family shelters. So anyway, let's get into Brooke. So here we have a video that I'm going to play. It's not that long. It's only like 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins announces SNAP food stamps changes are moving to its implementation phase. EBT is getting a complete overhaul. So let's read over some of these points here. All dead people will be removed from receiving benefits. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, it is actually happening. All illegals will be identified and removed from SNAP and all USDA programs. Yay! 80 hours per month work or volunteer requirement for all able-bodied adults. People who are collecting checks from dead people in multiple states that ends. Okay. 21 states who refuse to give all 21 states are blue states. They're all Democrat states. So the 21 states who refuse to give SNAP data will have their funding cut. And last but not least, disabled and elderly American victims will remain protected and a priority. So let's sit up here and see what she has to say. I have the video right here, and let's hear it.
Hey everyone, it's Brooke Rollins. This week, we are seeing real action to restore fairness, accountability, and common sense to our food assistance programs. President Trump's vision to restore common sense reforms to SNAP, or food stamps, is moving to its implementation phase. The One Big Beautiful Bill enacted revised work requirements for able-bodied adults between 18 and 64 who receive SNAP, meaning they will be required to work, to volunteer, to train, or even to study at least 80 hours a month to qualify for benefits as a floor. That's 20 hours a week and 4 hours every work day. This is about restoring dignity and responsibility. We're ending a system where some were taking advantage while honest, hardworking Americans foot the bill. As I have pointed out, the data shows clear misuse, deceased individuals still receiving checks, people collecting benefits in multiple states, and so much more. This is unacceptable. And while we're talking about that, to the 21 states who have yet to send us their data, what is it that you are hiding? Let's partner together to defend the taxpayer and make sure that those who are most vulnerable among us are receiving the benefits. There is dignity in work. There is dignity in service to your community. There is dignity in career and technical education. Also, all USDA programs, including SNAP, are continuing to be under significant review to kick off any illegal immigrants receiving federal benefits. That means no more freebies for lawbreakers. Benefits will be preserved for citizens who follow the rules. We believe in helping Americans who play by the rules. We believe that if you are able-bodied, you should work or contribute to receive taxpayer-funded help. But we also believe that there are vulnerable Americans who need this supplemental nutrition assistance benefit for a short term to help them get back on their feet. That's only fair, and that is right. It's time we restore accountability, protect hardworking taxpayers, and make sure aid goes to American citizens, not to those who are illegally gaming the system. If you're tired of a welfare system that's been exploited for too long, this reform is one of many that will promote work, reduce dependence, and make certain SNAP support those truly in need, children, the disabled, and the elderly. Thank you.
So that was Brooke Rollins breaking it down, and I decided to go on TikTok to grab a couple of clips. I'm not going to have a whole bunch of them. It's like a mixed bag. You're going to have some that are very entertaining. You're going to have some libtards that are going to be chimping out. And then you're going to have some that are just going to be educational. So let's check out those videos from TikTok right now.
Why are there states refusing to give the Secretary of Agriculture their SNAP data? What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you. In February, the Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, asked all 50 states to give her their SNAP information because, of course, the Department of Agriculture funds SNAP. 29 of those states complied, and 21 have refused to supply that data, including 2 states that sued her for merely asking. So she said, if these 21 states don't give me that SNAP data, I'm going to withhold federal funding. Quote, let's see which states stand for accountability and which ones are just protecting bribery schemes. Don't know why these blue states want to play in her face, considering that the red states that did give up their SNAP benefits did have fraud going on, including people who are getting SNAP benefits from multiple states and people who are receiving double payments for their SNAP benefits. So it just seems a little fishy that these blue states don't want to hand over that information to Brooke Rollins. So I don't want to hear it whenever they start saying, oh my gosh, there's people starving, because you could have easily solved this problem by forking over the information in the first place.
Your SNAP benefits may be delayed in January if you're in one of the 21 states that's refusing to give the federal government access to the data. Brooke Rollins, the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, announced today that the administration is cutting federal funds to the states refusing to play ball. What that means for you if you receive SNAP. The offices that handle all of the SNAP accounts will lose their funding. That's what pays their employees. They may have to work on a skeleton crew or figure it out. The funds are still going to go to the office, but the office has to dish the funds out. And if they're short-staffed, there's where the delays come in. This can simply be fixed by giving the federal government access to the database so that they can clean it. In the red states, again, we have seen that people who were dead were getting it. People were getting multiple times. People were getting it in different states. And there was illegal aliens who were getting it as well, even though it's against the federal law. So they just simply want to clean it out so that we can adjust and ensure that the funds flow like they're supposed to. What are your guys' thoughts?
Some more breaking news for you. Trump administration says it will withhold SNAP food aid from Democratic-led states over data. By data, they mean personal information and immigration status of any and all recipients of SNAP. You know, to decrease fraud. I've said it before, I'll say it again. SNAP is one of the most efficient and effective aid programs run by the federal government. 1 in 8 Americans use SNAP benefits. For every $1 you spend in SNAP, it benefits the economy by $1.80. Non-citizens are not entitled to this benefit. The Trump administration knows all this. I'm not telling them something, but an opportunity to torture poor people? So sweet. We can't pass that up. Come on now, man. Trump administration got a sweet, sweet taste of the torture during the government shutdown. Since corporate Democrats are a bunch of pussies and they gave in, the Republicans are going for another bite. It's its own unique torture, isn't it? Starve the poor unless Democrats agree to give up the information on the very people that are being starved. How exactly is this America again? Republicans. Oh, you won't give us what we want? Well, then we'll starve your people. What in the actual... Only get worse from here. I'll keep you posted as best I can. Thanks, guys.
Let's talk about the states that potentially could be losing SNAP benefits soon. The Trump administration is warning that it will withhold SNAP benefits if Democratic-led states are refusing to hold over recipient data. The USDA came forward and said they want names, social security numbers, immigration status. There are some states that are pushing back, such as New York, California, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Illinois, New Jersey, Washington, and the list goes on. These states said that the data request is going too far. Now they are currently in a legal battle with the federal government. The judge did put a temporary pause on the policy, so I want to emphasize that benefits are not being cut right now. I do want to iterate that the administration is still trying to enforce this. A final decision has yet to come. If your state is in that group, make sure that you are staying aware.
Hot diggity dang. Donald Trump can't help himself. He said he is going to withhold EBT, WIC, and SNAP benefits to Democratic blue states unless they get the data that they want. What? They want that data to see what ICE can do to get them people off of it. They want to see what they can do to get things right. They can want to see who's getting fraud. So Donald Trump said, I'm not going to do the red states, but I'm going to do the blue states. You gonna take from blue states, that's right. Y'all ain't gonna get your EBT, we can food stamps. Boy, we about to have some real problems and allegations and serious things with the Trump administration. There's nothing that the Trump administration won't do. And now they're gonna take your EBT, we can food stamps on these blue states unless they get all that data they want to make sure there's no fraud going on to see what immigration is so them ICE boys can get ready. Donald Trump ain't playing. He said, no, I'll leave red states alone. When it comes to them blue states, I'm coming after you. If this is not a dictatorship, I don't know what to tell you. We are in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Kings and queens, we are in serious trouble because them blue states ain't gonna give up no data. Let's see if Donald Trump can do what he says and take food stamps away from the working poor and people who need them the most.
California. Y'all know Trump after them EBTs again. Yeah. He coming after them Democratic states, and next week he talking about cutting it off. Yeah, he is. And y'all need to be paying attention too. Look at this.
Millions of Americans could lose access to food assistance as the Trump administration targets Democratic-led states in a controversial new move after requests for names and immigration status of recipients are being denied.
You see what I'm saying? Now, he want people's information. California like, nah, we're not giving you no information. So now, here we are. But please, tell us more.
Well, the state of California is just one of 22 total that sued the Trump administration for the threat of cutting off SNAP benefits. Despite that, the Agriculture Secretary today announced time's up. If those Democrat-run states do not provide the information about the aid recipients, the funding will be cut off next week.
So pretty much they done drew a line in the sand. But like, what's with this information? What they want people's information for?
When we found 186,000 dead people's social security numbers being used, 500,000 people receiving benefits more than twice. We had a couple of people receiving benefits in 6 states.
Damn, 6 states, they was eating good. But if I'm being quite honest, it's fraud in everything, everywhere. Ain't no way around it. But I'm saying, is that really why Trump is tripping, or what is it for real?
The Democrats are hiding the fraudulent immigrants who are taking away from the national resources is an argument that makes him look better in the red states. But second, he's openly said that he's going to come after Democrats or anybody who opposes him in any of these policies.
Yeah, he did say you either with me or against me. So like I always like to say, I ain't surprised. But tell me, is this true, California? Are we withholding information?
There is data out there about California's SNAP or CalFresh recipients. More than 5 million Californians depend on SNAP for food, and more than half of the recipients are lower-income Latino households.
Okay, well, I don't really think we needed that information. But this issue is something that Californians that's receiving that EBT and that SNAP, y'all might want to pay attention. But please, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments.
Come December 1st, if you a SNAP EBT recipient and you don't have 80 hours of volunteer work somewhere at your church, at your school, if you don't go look for a job, vocational training, anything that is productive, you will lose your benefits. Now, this the thing. They just exhausted all the funds and told y'all, can't nobody else apply because after 2026 is over. But right now, they telling y'all December 1st, if you don't go talk to your pastor and get him to let you volunteer for 20 hours a week, because that's 80, free game. If you don't go talk to your partner that got an LLC and get him to write you off for 20 hours a week, free game. If you don't actually go look for a job, free game. I don't know what to tell you because you're not going to be eating.
And there you have it, taters. So what do you all think? Do you know anybody who's going to be affected by this? Are you in one of the 21 blue states? Let me know by leaving a comment below this video. I think when January gets here and that cutoff comes in those blue states, the tears are going to be flowing. Get your cups ready. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know what you're thinking about in the comments below. Some of y'all like straight up have a conversation with me. I swear to God. I see some of it, but most of the times I miss it. But trust me, if I see you in this video, I'm going to pay attention. I promise. Anyway, let me know by leaving a like on this video. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, taters. Daddy.